English for Grade 8, Program 20.
The Ethiopian Educational Media Agency presents English for Grade 8. This is Program 20. Lesson topic: how long would it take if you went by bus? Produced by Surafel Zode.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students.
Hi, friends.
Students, today we are talking about the time it would take if we traveled by different means of transport. Now, listen to Tola and Azeb. Listen.
Listen, Tola, listen.
It's an airplane.
Yes, it's an airplane. By the way, have you ever traveled by plane?
Yes. When I go to Asosa, I sometimes travel by plane and sometimes by bus.
Oh, but how long would it take if you went by plane?
Well, about 3 hours.
3 hours?
Yes, it would take 3 hours if I went by plane.
That's good. How about by bus? I mean, how long would it take if you went by bus?
Oh, almost 2 days.
Really?
Yes, it would take 2 days if I went by bus.
I have also traveled by bus many times.
To Harar?
Yes.
Only by bus?
No, I have also traveled by train.
Oh, good. How long would it take if you went by train?
Well, it would take 12 hours if I went by train.
12 hours? But how long would it take if you travel by bus?
10 hours. It would take 10 hours if I went by bus.
Students, have you listened to Tola and Azeb? All right. They have talked about how long it would take if they went to Asosa and Harar, by bus, by plane, or by train. Listen to some of their expressions again. Listen.
Tola, how long would it take to Asosa if you went by plane?
3 hours.
Students, say, how long would it take? Students, say again, how long would it take? Students, now say, if you went by plane. Again say, if you went by plane. Good.
How long would it take if you went by plane?
Students, say, how long would it take if you went by plane? Students, again say, how long would it take if you went by plane?
It would take 3 hours.
Students, say, it would take 3 hours. Students, say again, it would take 3 hours. All right, students. Now listen again to Tola and Azeb telling me the time it would take to their living place. Listen. Tola, how long would it take to Asosa if you went by plane?
It would take 3 hours.
Now Azeb, how long would it take to Harar if you went by train?
It would take 12 hours.
Good. Tola, how long would it take to Asosa if you went by bus?
It would take about 2 days.
How about to Harar, Azeb? I mean, how long would it take if you went by bus?
It would take 10 hours.
That's very good. Students, now do in the same way. Tell your teacher how long it would take if you went from your school to the market. Teacher, you will ask your students one by one how long it would take from their school to the market or to their home if they went by taxi or on foot, on horse, bicycle, and so on. But first, listen to Tola and Azeb as an example. Listen. Azeb, Tola, now tell me how long it would take from your school to the market.
Okay.
First, Azeb, how long would it take if you went by bus?
It would take 5 minutes.
Good. Now, Tola, how long would it take if you went on foot?
It would take 40 minutes.
Good. Now, from the school to your home, Azeb, how long would it take if you went on foot?
It would take an hour.
But how long would it take if you went by bus?
It would take 15 minutes.
Good. Now, Tola, how long would it take to your home if you went by bicycle?
It would take 10 minutes.
Very good, Tola and Azeb. Students, now doing the same way with your teacher. Teacher, please ask your students one by one how long it would take to their home if they went by different means of transportation. For example, call a student by name and say, how long would it take to your home if you went on foot, or by bus, or on horse, or by bicycle, and so on. You have about 2 minutes. Thank you, teacher. Students, now do the same in your pairs. Ask your partner as,
How long would it take if you went by bus?
or,
How long would it take if you went on foot?
and so on. Then your partner will say,
It would take 10 minutes.
or,
It would take an hour.
and so on. Teacher, please go around and help your students in taking turns. You have about 1.5 minutes. Thank you, teacher. Thank you, students. Tola and Azeb, can you tell me how much it would cost to your living places if you went by bus?
Yes.
Good. First, Tola, how much would it cost to Asosa if you went by bus?
It would cost 65 birr.
Oh, 65 birr. How about by plane? I mean, how much would it cost if you went by plane?
It would cost 400 birr.
Now, Azeb, how much would it cost to Harar if you went by bus?
It would cost 50 birr.
And by train? How much would it cost if you went by train?
It would cost 40 birr.
Very good, Azeb and Tola. Teacher, now do in the same way. Ask your students one by one how much it would cost to the nearest town if they went by bus, by cart, by plane, or by any other means of transportation. For example, call a student by name and say, how much would it cost to Nazareth if you went by bus? Then, the student should respond as,
It would cost 7 birr.
do the activity with as many students as you have time for. You have about 2 minutes. Thank you, teacher. Students, that's all we have for you for today. We hope to meet you next week. Till then,
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
You've been listening to English for Grade 8, Program 20, written and produced by Surafil Zode. Join us again next week in Program 21. Till then, goodbye everyone. Goodbye.